never too early for some predictions. So, Luke, who is your June favorite to win the AFC West?
No, head of the AFC West may be the best division in football again this year. I really feel like it's going to be the Raiders here. The Raiders the arrow has been pointing up for quite some time, and I think it continues to point up. They've got an MVP candidate quarterback in Derek Carr, and he's back from injury. He should be healthy by week 1. They added maybe the X factor in the entire division in the NFL, in my mind, in Marshawn Lynch coming out of retirement. Beast Mode is now playing for the home team for the Raiders. And, and he looks like himself. He broke off a very vintage Beast Mode run this week in OTAs. And I think he brings an element to the team they didn't have last season with Latavius Murray and the rotation they had there. Of course, got some weapons as well as in Jared Cook. Already have Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree. Really like this offensive line. I think this offense is good. And the defense's biggest question last season was the secondary. And, of course, they got a steal in Garyon Conley at the end of the first round. He really upgrades what they've got there. Carl Joseph filled a hole last season at safety. I really like this defense. You have one of the best defensive players in the NFL, and Khalil Mack coming off the edge, and Bruce Irvin on the other side. This is a very good defense. It just maybe needs 1 or 2 more pieces to be elite. I think the Raiders win the AFC West this season and make some noise in the playoffs so they can keep Derek Carr healthy.
Firing Mike McCoy last season, they turned to Bills interim head coach Anthony Lynn, who took over after Buffalo fired Rex Ryan. San Diego's biggest offseason acquisition, both literally and figuratively, was picking up an offensive tackle. He signed a 4-year, $53 million deal with the Chargers after leaving the Broncos. And the Bolts also gave quarterback Phillip Rivers a brand new weapon. They drafted former Clemson wide receiver Mike Williams with the 7th overall pick in April's draft. So they made some moves. That said, can this team win the division?
Sure, why not?
You say that every time.
Well, I didn't say it about the Jets, and I didn't say it about the 49ers, so you're wrong. But any team that has the best quarterback in the division can win the division.
That's fair.
Phillip Rivers is still, as great as Derek Carr is and as much money as he's making, Phillip Rivers is still the best quarterback in that division.
Where do they, Darren, where do they need to get better now?
Look, they got to get better up front. And I don't know if they've done enough. You go out and sign Russell Okung to a big contract.
Drafted 2 guards.
I just don't see why. I mean, why give up that kind of money? Russell didn't want to play in Denver. Why give him that kind of... Look, you're right. My favorite quarterback, Phillip Rivers. I think he's hands down the best quarterback in the
over Derek Carr.
After you said you're right.
You think he's better than Derek Carr?
Just body of work. Just body of work.
Just checking.
But that's what's crazy is that's where we've gotten with Phillip Rivers, that we're comparing him to Derek Carr. Phillip Rivers is an all-time great and still playing at that level. The interesting thing to me is we always talk about like the NCAA tournament, which 5 is going to lose to the 12 seed.
Yeah.
And it's always one you never expect. And this is one of those weird divisions that could maybe...
It could be one of those...
And look, when you finish last, you get to play the other last place teams. They're going to play the Jets. They're going to play the Browns. They're going to play the Jaguars. That matters.
They were in every game last year.
Chiefs got to go play the Patriots.
Yeah, they were in games last year. They should have won some games at the same time.
They haven't won the AFC West since 2009.
Like the LA team.
The pressure is on Phillip Rivers. Every week it's on Phillip Rivers. Every week. I mean, I understand defensively they're getting better. Bosa's going to be a spectacular defensive end, but it's on Phillip Rivers to win games, and that's just a lot of pressure on him.
And in front of 30,000 fans every single home game, too. It's a lot of pressure.
In high school, they playing
30,000 fans.
2013, the last time.
You joke about that, but when you go through a transition,
every chance I get.
It's funny. But when you go through a transition like that, where we saw that with the Rams, it's tricky, as we saw, to really the human element to try to switch cities. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a heavy toll on them. So another challenge for the
other
Chargers.
Side of this, right? Kansas City, Jeff, you made a great point, too, when we were getting ready for the segment. The team that finished in first, they still don't have a GM.
They just fired their general manager.
They fired their general manager. But they did some work. Dontari Poe sized in a hole in the Chiefs' defense this offseason, and Kansas City filled it by giving Benny Logan a 1-year deal worth $8 million. They also bolstered their backfield, signing former Bills running back C.J. Spiller to a 1-year deal worth less than $1 million. He's expected to spell Spencer Ware and Kendrick West. And Andy Reid saw his quarterback prospect in April's draft, and the Chiefs traded up to get him. Former Texas Tech quarterback Patrick Mahomes, quite the hot quarterback in this draft. But Kansas City was able to nail him. So here's my question. What do they need to do to sort of lose, I guess? How could they not win this division? Because as we were talking about with the Chargers, it's going to be competitive.
Yeah, it's going to be competitive. Listen, this team right here, is about to be a monster in the division.
Yes.
I mean, they're young. They can run the ball. They can do a little bit of everything. Kansas City is going to have this worked out. The defense is getting a little older. They have to take some chances down the field. Look, they got to be more explosive as an offense. You can dink and dunk all you want, and it did get them that 12-4, but when you need to really get over the hurdle, they got to take the top off the defenses. I still think the Raiders are going to be the team to beat in the division.
You know who we're not even talking about with the Raiders? Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
And I mean, from everything I'm hearing, that guy has his sights on a monster season. And if he has a big year with Derek Carr playing well, Khalil Mack, I mean, this team is going to be at the top of that division as far as I'm concerned.
So you have a very difficult division. You have the Chiefs, who, as we referenced, have had kind of a weirdly tumultuous offseason, right? And the Jeremy Maclin thing, and they use all that draft capital on a quarterback that they're probably not going to want to use this year. You know, it doesn't take much to fall out of first place in a division this good, and I think that's their issue.
It is weird, though. The Chiefs, every year we talk about them. We really don't respect them until about 9-10 weeks into the season.
Yeah.
And somehow they're always kind of hanging around.
And we're not even talking about the best defense
Isn't that wild?
Who's the quarterback?
I mean, with the best defense. I understand Paxton Lynch and Trevor Siemian battle.
You're all into
but
defense.
That defense is going to travel. Two best corners in the league, best pass rusher probably in the league, and Von Miller. I mean, we're not talking about the Broncos, and they're just, a couple of years removed from being world champs.
Life
So
moves pretty fast.
is it realistic to say, though, that they could repeat here in the division, Kansas City? Could they do this again?
I don't think they're
It's
going
realistic, but I don't think they're going to beat the Raiders twice again.
No.
I think it's the margin for error is a little too thin given the quality of the other team.
Right.
You could flip it, and I'd believe it, even though I don't think that's going to
Well, it's funny you say that because that's what let's see if you did
forgot
that.
what I
Did you make that?
Flip that?
Is that what you predicted? Let's see.
Nope.
Yeah, you didn't have the guts to do
right,
it.
all
Darlington
right.
didn't have the guts. So everyone's got the Raiders
Yeah.
winning this division.
That means that will never happen. Since we all agree, right?
Dan, what's your issue with? Dan,
I love the LA teams. Why? I like the Rams. I like the
Exactly.
Chargers. I don't understand. LA is
I don't
great.
understand. Quite frankly, I don't
They're gonna
understand
play
you.
the Jets.
I think the Chargers
They're gonna play the
are a year
Browns.
removed. I think the Chargers
what?
are a year removed from moving up, maybe first or second.
Better do it
in that
now. That
division
Rivers
right
ain't gonna
now.
play forever.
Yeah, well, he's still. I mean, hell, he doesn't move around in the pocket at all anyway. I mean, he sits in the pocket the whole time. Look, I just think right now the Raiders are the most dominant team because they have an identity. You're starting to see their identity built like that. You know, they want to run the football at you. They bring in Marshawn Lynch. They have great receivers on the outside with Crabtree, and Amari Cooper is a guy that we haven't talked a whole lot about, but he'll be another superstar. They're talented.
You
right
talk
now.
about it needing another year for the Chargers. Another year, the Raiders are going to be in the Super Bowl. I mean, this is a team that's not going to be at the top of the division.
Okay to
It's going to
have
be a team at the top of the league.
Vegas,
you think the Raiders would have won it last year if Derek Carr stayed healthy?
The Super Bowl?
No.
I think the Patriots were on a mission.
Yeah.
But
Just a winner.
I mean, that
I'm
that
just
was the
throwing
team
things out here.
No, that was a team that could have given them a game. I think there's no question about it, and they feel that way, and that's why they're loading up again.
Well, I tell you what, the Raiders better have home field advantage.
Yeah.
They better have home field advantage if they want to take it away from the Patriots this year.
You think
Yeah,
Derek?
that's a good point.
Do you think Derek Carr gets them a Super Bowl before they leave Las Vegas, or before they leave for Las Vegas?
Possible.
I don't know.
I'll say
Young,
tough one.
strong
I'll
team.
say yes. These guys are hedging. I'm going to say yes because we need to be definitive in this genre.
Will Brady still be playing in a couple years?
I don't know.
No.
So much to think about.
He's old. He's 40.
All right, we got the AFC
He's going
North
towards 45.
tomorrow that I want to dive into. So make sure you check this out tomorrow. We're going
40's
to
not
continue
that
this
old.
whole worst to first segment, which it really gets you thinking, right? Because there's so many different factors. Meantime, still here. Remember this? This was the Titans Stadium last season.